Tragedy in central Russia tonight as more than 100 people who were on a river cruise in central Russia are feared to have drowned now. Their boat sank on the River Volga in Tatarstan in just 3 minutes, with nearly 200 people on board at the time. Some of those who were rescued and taken to a nearby ship have reached Kazan. These are the latest pictures we've got through, clearly distressed, of course, after what they've just gone through. It's understood the boat sank, as I say, within 3 minutes of getting into difficulty. Tonight, divers are battling in the dark waters of the Volga River to find the many who've not yet been found. Sarah Firth is following developments for us. Sarah, what are the hopes tonight then of finding those not yet accounted for? It's, what, 8 hours on now from this accident, isn't it?
Well, this happened at 2 p.m. Moscow time, and so as every hour's gone on, obviously concerns for those who remain missing are growing. Now, the rescue operation has been working extremely hard at the scene. We know that they managed to pick up the 77 people who are now in Kazan, but 100 people still missing, and we've heard from eyewitnesses that there were around 30 children on board who were thought at the time that the ship went down to be in a room on board the boat having games. And of course, as we've heard, 3 minutes, that was all it took for that ship to sink. So extreme concerns about the fact that it doesn't look likely that those children had time to react, as many of the passengers also said to have had very little time indeed to react, ending up in the water. And those 100 people still missing, amongst them those 30 children, it's still unknown exactly where they are. We've heard a lot of reports about possibilities that they may have swum to the shore or to islands that were nearby, but we've actually heard from some of the people there that actually it's quite a distance to swim, a good few kilometres off. And so as the night wears on and the rescue operation continues, it's sadly looking like the death toll, we've already had 1 confirmed dead, could be set to rise. And we've heard from our local correspondent in the area about the ongoing rescue mission.
The Emergencies Ministry has created a special office to investigate the reasons behind the incident. The rescue mission is underway and will continue throughout the night. River islands to which people may have been able to swim to are far from where the boat went down. Strong currents are making the search mission increasingly difficult, because people may have been swept several kilometers away.
Now, there has been 1 confirmed dead, and we said the 76 people who survived, they've all been picked up by the rescue operation that was dispatched when the boat sank, and they were put onto a passing boat that has continued on to Kazan. Now, that was the original destination of the Bulgaria passenger ship that sank, and we can hear from the Emergencies Ministry about that.
Rescue teams left for the scene as soon as reports came in. All those who were immediately rescued were taken to another ship that was sailing close by. It's now arrived in Kazan. Some people managed to swim towards nearby islands, and we're now searching for them. 1 woman has died, another man is in hospital with injuries. 77 people have been saved.
Now, the rescue operation continuing throughout the night. The divers working there at the scene. The Emergencies Ministry dispatched that very quickly when they heard the ship had sunk. We've also heard from President Medvedev that an investigation will be launched, and the Emergencies Ministries set up a special department to investigate that, because, of course, whilst they're looking for those that are missing, there is lots of questions now about exactly what happened here and what went wrong.
Yeah, early days, Sarah, as you're saying, but this is a boat, isn't it, that worked these waters for many, many years. Are there any clues as to what went so badly wrong?
Well, we've heard from some eyewitnesses that that area of the Volga is actually known for being quite a dangerous spot for boats. They've had the storm conditions, there's strong currents and strong winds, and possibly that contributed. Now, the boat itself is actually about 55 years old, and there's been some people who said that perhaps the age of the boat and some of the design structures of the boat could have contributed to this happening. We've also heard reports from those on board that perhaps it's something that the crew and the captain himself did to help the situation deteriorate as rapidly as it did, the boat going down in just 3 minutes. Now, some people have said that the way the situation was handled contributed to that happening. People on board having very, very little time to react. So it's unknown as yet exactly what's happened. One of the crew members also said that before the boat even set sail, that there was actually a problem with the engine, and that possibly this is going to come down to a technical fault. So the investigation into that will be ongoing, but huge concerns now as the rescue mission goes on, as it turns into the night and the conditions only get harder to find these people, amongst them a large number of children. Obviously everyone hoping that there'll be a safe return here.
Yeah, our thoughts tonight, of course, with the family and friends of that dead lady. Also, of course, all those people missing tonight. Sarah Firth, thank you for bringing us up to date on the developments. As you're getting them, I know things are changing quickly. It's appreciated. But let me give you some background on this boat, what we know about it. It was a pleasure cruiser that had been used, as I mentioned just now, for years for day trips and weekend breaks along the Volga River. It was a double-deck ship. This is a picture of it. It was called the Bulgaria. It was built back in 1955 in Czechoslovakia then. It had seating, we're told, aboard for 140 passengers. It could reach speeds of nearly 12 knots. It was just a pleasure cruiser, really, which is around 22 kilometres an hour, that sort of speed for that sort of thing. The boat had also restaurants and bars aboard. It provided entertainment as well, since most trips lasted a few days at a time. It's a big old stretch of river down there. It's being suggested that the Bulgaria's engines weren't working properly at the time of the accident, as we heard there from Sarah. That's not yet been confirmed, though.